everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you're new then hi, my name is Caitlin, welcome, and today I'm doing something a little bit different. I have randomly selected 10 eyeshadow palettes in my collection using my Tiny Decisions app, which is the random wheel, and I have ranked them from least loved to most loved. So as I said, these are all completely random, so I didn't know what I was going to get, but I've got a good selection of different brands, different colour stories, different feels and aesthetics, and I think it'd be a really fun idea. I have seen, I think it's Sofie Alexandra, do this video before, so all credit to her, and if she got the idea from anyone else, all credit to them. This is not an original idea. I did steal it. I'm sorry. But yeah, I just thought it'd be a really fun thing to do and to share with you guys. But just before we jump into the video, you know the drill. If you have not already, definitely like and subscribe because I do 5 videos a week, all focused on bright, fun, colourful makeup, project panning, get ready with me's, all that fun stuff. So definitely stick around if that interests you. And yeah, let's get on with the video. I should say as well, my eyes today, I used a lot of my Pan Those eyeshadow shades. If you haven't seen my Pan Those eyeshadows update, I'll link it in the cards for you. But yeah, I'm loving it. I'm playing around with a new colour combo from my Pan Those eyeshadows and I'm feeling myself. Okay, let's get on with it. So at number 10, this is not going to surprise anyone. This is my NATASHA DENONA Mini Star palette. This was a disappointment since I first got it. So I bought this palette. I want to share with you a story for a minute, okay? I got this palette. I was in Seville with Dan. It was my first time ever being in a Sephora because Sephora isn't in England. I mean, it is now, but it wasn't at the time. Never been in a Sephora before, and my little makeup junkie mind was living. It was thriving. And I thought, this has been such a good holiday. I'm with the man I love. I've never been in a Sephora before. I'm going to treat myself to something that I can't get in the UK. And I thought, wow, this palette is gorgeous. It's beautiful. It has my heart. It's got a blue, which is my favourite eyeshadow to wear. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to love it. I'm going to use it every single day, and that fantasy did not happen. So first of all, the blue is not a blue, it's a dirty, muddy brown, which I'm not a fan of. There's not enough blue in it for me. It just makes my eyes look a little bit bruised. So that was good. The one reason I bought the palette for the pop of blue didn't work out. If that wasn't bad enough, over the Christmas break, I was obviously packing my little makeup bag, and my toner soaked this gold shade, and now it's not, yeah, this. So now there's 2 shades out of 5 that I don't like. Yeah, I'm going to be frankening this palette, definitely. I'm probably going to franken like an indie duochrome blue-brown that I actually like in this place. And I'll probably do the same with that gold because I don't want to throw the palette away. It's a nice little colour story. If the shades worked, it would be great. So I'm just going to make the shades work, you know? Anyway, that was a very long-winded story. That's why I hate the NATASHA DENONA Mini Star, and I will never buy anything from NATASHA DENONA ever again. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Right, moving on, number 9. Number 9 is the Colorpop Making Mauves palette. So yeah, mine looks quite beaten and bruised, which I'm quite glad about, but I still don't love it. You guys may know, if you're not new to my channel, these kind of pinky tones aren't what I strive for. I love green, I love blue. They're my kind of tones, like cool tone neutrals. Mwah, have my heart. Mauves and pinks are bottom of the list. I actually did use this palette very recently in a Valentine's Day Get Ready With Me. Again, I'll link it in the cards if you didn't see that, but I did use this and I actually loved the look that I came out with. But if you asked me to pick any eyeshadow palette in my collection to use on a day, this would not be it. Definitely not. I only kind of pulled out this palette for the Valentine's Day look because it is Valentine's. It fits the theme. If it wasn't a Valentine's theme, I would not have picked this palette. Even though I did like the look, I don't know, there's just something that I'm like, I just don't like this palette. Like, I do like it. When I pull it out, when I'm in a mauve mood, and when I like think, oh yeah, I could really rock a mauvey look today, I love it. But I never am in that mood. Maybe twice a year. So yeah, that is why the Making Mauves palette is number 9. Number 8. Okay, this is a big boy. This is my MARDI GRAS palette from W7. This is obviously a dupe of the Love Tahiti palette from Be Perfect. And I thought it'd be a great idea, because I love my Carnival XL Pro palette, to buy a dupe of a palette that I didn't really enjoy. So yeah, this palette is probably going to wash me out for a little bit, but you know what? We're all friends here, it's fine. This palette, if it was just these 3 rows, my hand isn't big enough, but if it was just these 3 rows, I'd love it. I'd be in love. This gives me very, what is it? The Oceanic palette. Gives me Oceanic palette vibes, gives me all the blues and greens that I could possibly want in my life. Pop a neutral in there as well, loving life. But the rest of this palette is just not me. And I'm not going to pull out a huge palette, half full of purple and pink tones, which I don't use, to focus on these 3 rows. I'm just not doing it. I'm sorry. I'm just not. I'm not doing it. It is a big palette. It lives at the back of my drawers. I've had this in a few project pans before. Like, I don't hate it. You know, I don't. It's just not not something I vibe with. It's really not. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why I bought this. I do know why. I saw Make Me Up Missa do a review of this and compare it to the Love Tahiti palette that came out, and she was like, oh my god, it's amazing, it's the best palette ever, and you know, such a good dupe, and I was like, you know what, they're having a sale and it's like £13, so I'm gonna buy it. Why? There are some really unique shades in here, to be fair. This shade Acid, beautiful. Beautiful. I can see myself depotting a few shades from this in the future and then just like throwing it. I don't know, seems sad, but it is a possibility. I just think the size and all the shades that I don't like lets it down, and that's why it's number 8. Okay, number 7. This is the Colourpop Orange You Glad palette. This hurts me a little bit to put it so far down on the list. You can see it's not really been used that much by me, and I just don't know. It doesn't spark joy. I don't know. I've just never been an orange eyeshadow person. I did have this in a No Pan Left Behind project pan not too long ago, but I did end up rolling it out without completing that goal because it was the new year and I just did a refresh. I don't know, even with this in a No Pan Left Behind project, it's just not, it doesn't grab my attention, you know? If I'm gonna have orange, I'll just go neutral, you know? You know. It also has a pressed glitter in here, which I'm not too keen on. I do have days though, that's the thing. I do have the odd day where I'm like, I could rock an orange. But if I'm gonna rock an orange, I need like a yellow or like a bright green or something else other than just orange to make it a little bit more interesting. This is a companion palette, you know, this is a great companion palette for, I don't know, I dug myself a hole here. I don't know what it is a great companion palette for, but it's a great companion palette in general, you know? If I'm gonna go orange, I'm just gonna go neutral. That's what it is. That's what it is. Since I dyed my hair as well, I'm loving cool tones more. I mean, I'm rocking the green, I'm rocking the blue most days, I'm rocking the taupes a lot of days. I don't know. Blonde me probably would have loved it. Brunette me, not so sure. Number 6 is my Huda Beauty Khaki Haze palette. So we're getting a little bit more neutral now. We are kind of going, it's like slipping away from these super bright tones that the past palettes have been, and we are kind of dipping our toe into more, I don't know, more neutral. I do like this palette. I got this palette from TK Maxx. It is matching my whole vibe today. You know, I love that. Love that. Thank you for being considerate. I have to admit, I have not reached for this more than 3 times since I bought it, so putting it on this list so high up may be a little bit of a concern, but that's fine. Whenever I look at this palette, I always think of a girl on Instagram, and she sent me, like, you're probably watching this, I'm so sorry, I've forgotten your name, but she sent me loads of pictures of her palette, and it was beaten and bruised, pan in every shade. She had loved it, and I was like, that is my fantasy. I would love to be able to make my palette look like this, but it looks pretty much brand new. Now, I'm always working on neutrals in my Pan That Palette series. Oh my god, there's too many. I just do too many project pans. You need to subscribe to see them all, okay? Okay. But I'm always working on neutrals, so I feel like I can't give this much of a chance. I can use like the shimmer shades are kind of different. This is like a pink to yellow duochrome. We've got a beautiful gold khaki kind of shimmer. This khaki matte is gorgeous. And then this like yellow to orange duochrome. Beautiful. I need to reach for this. I need to pull this out because it is stunning. It is so beautiful. We're getting into palettes. I'm sure you've clocked. We're getting into palettes that I do like. They are beautiful, but for just some reason or another, they're not top of the list. Okay, number 5, we're sticking with HUDA. This is the Orange Obsessions. Now, you may be a little bit shocked at this, seeing as I've just had a rant about how I don't like orange and how I love my cool tones. But this palette, I don't know, there's something about it. There is something about it. I also had this in my No Pan Left Behind project about a year ago, and I just love it. There's something about it. I think it's so pretty. This is not me. Like, this is not me in a palette at all. This is the opposite of me. This is Elle Woods. I played Vivienne Kensington, you know? It's polar opposites. But I love it. Not every day. Not every day. If you made me pan this palette, I would hate it within a month. Don't get me wrong. But those days where I'm like, I want to do the brightest sunset look anyone's ever seen and I want to be seen from space, this palette is amazing. This palette is beautiful. It's just so different and it's so bright and it's so fun. Like, I'm sorry, I just can't rank this any lower. I know I don't use it that much and I do kind of feel bad, but like, this palette's just gorgeous. Okay, moving on. Okay, number 4. This is probably got some sentimental value that's boosting it in this list. But number 4 is the SOPH Revolution palette. You're seeing it right now on screen. It is banged up. It is beaten. It has seen some stuff. It is going to PTSD meetings. It's going to Alcoholics Anonymous. Like, this has seen some stuff. This was my Pan That palette a few years ago. You can see she's lived a life, okay? She's ready to retire. She's on her last legs. I love it. I love it. I love it. I've taken out shades that I don't necessarily enjoy. These 2 shades in the corner here are currently in my Pan That Face palette as a blush. I frankened them together. If you haven't seen that Pan That Face palette update, I updated it earlier this week, so if you haven't seen it, I'll link it in the cards. I did also get rid of this blue to brown duochrome. Again, it was very much like the NATASHA DENONA one. It just made my eyes look muddy and not great. I'm learning I don't like these shades. You know, I love blue, but the blue to brown duochrome, not for me. And that's fine. But other than that, I have finished a lot of the shades. I'm so close to finishing this one down here, which is amazing. I want to eventually finish this whole palette because that would boost my ego. And that would make me feel like I got my whole £10 worth of money from this. But I know it's neutral. And I know it's kind of boring. And I know it's Makeup Revolution, but there's just something in my heart. I spent so much time working on this that I'm just like, yeah, that's my baby. That's my child. And so I'm going to rank it high because I can, and it's my video, and it's my channel. So I am biased. Okay, sticking with the Pan That Palette theme, next at number 3 is the Modern Renaissance palette. This is my current Pan That palette, and again, I may be, you know, biased towards this because I've been using it non-stop for 3 months, but I'm really liking it. And I know it's mad, it's neutral, but wow. I do have Golden Ochre blended out on my last transition today, and I also have Vermeer in my inner corner, so I do try and use this palette as much as I can. I try and use at least one shade every day, so obviously it's going to be ranking quite high because I am using it so much right now. But like, oh, it's made me kind of question my cool tone love a little bit, not fully. I'm not converted, I'm not there yet. I love Warm Taupe. Warm Taupe is so beautiful. I don't even know, should I be showing you this palette? Because like, I do have an update coming very soon. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. Whatever. We're here now. You've seen a close-up of it. It's fine. I love Warm Taupe. Warm Taupe is so beautiful. It reminds me of my Pan That palette last year, which was my Elf Truffles palette. I've fallen in love with Bon Fresco. Who am I? A pink? Who am I? It's nostalgic. I think that's a big thing with this. It's so nostalgic. It's very 2016, rise of the makeup era, and I want to give it a lot of love. I'm excited. This is the start of a panning journey. I'm excited to see where this leads. And yeah, I want to finish this palette if possible because I think it's beautiful. This packaging though, so annoying. Like, you guys know I love blue. Doesn't fit the aesthetic of this palette to have blue eyeshadow stained on the front of it. But anyway, we move, it's fine. Okay, number 1 and number 2 were really, really hard because I love them both, okay? Both of these palettes are my babies, and I am questioning the order of them right now. But I'm just gonna stick with it because I'm so indecisive. But number 2 is my P. Louise Winter Wonderland palette. This is quite a new palette. You can see it's not been used that much, but I love this so much. Like, I don't think you understand. This palette does something to me. It really does. It's so unique. These blues, like, they may just look like blues on camera, but they're kind of like dusty grey tone blues. And then these purples up here, they aren't just purples, they're like periwinkle, dusty purples. And I don't have anything like that in my collection. This duochrome is like a blue to purple duochrome. This Ice Ice Baby shade is like the iciest white shimmer ever. It's so pretty. It's so beautiful, and I really like it. I need to reach for it more. I do. I have so many eyeshadow palettes that I'm working on that I don't really get the chance to use random eyeshadow palettes in my collection, and I really wish I did because this would have been beaten up so much earlier if I could use it every day. And that's a fact. Okay, number 1. Are we ready? I am doubting my number 1 spot. I'm doubting it, but we're just gonna go with it because, like, we've already filmed it now, you know, whatever. Number 1 is my Beauty Bay Book of Magic palette. Oh boy, has this had a journey with me, let me tell you. So this is what it looks like. You've probably just seen it in a B-roll. I have hit 2 pans in this. I'm very close to hitting pan in Cursed as well. Big dip, love that. But this has been on a journey with me. I started off, my first impression was I hated it, I didn't like it. Then for about a year, I fell in love with it and I loved it. And I used it so much because, like, these teals and these blues, oh, I love them. I love them. These neutrals, I barely ever use, I'm not gonna lie, but I still love them. The purples, they could be used more. I've probably used them 3 times. You guys know I'm not a purple fan, but that doesn't mean I don't like it. I do notice that the shimmers can be a bit tricky for me. I'm not gonna lie. They're not the most well-behaved things in the world, But it's sentimental. Again, it's just so sentimental. I think it's so beautiful. And does this make me want to start a project Level Up? Yes, it does. I'm not gonna lie, it really does want to make me start that project. But I have so many eyeshadows that I'm working on right now, I need to stop. But I may start a project Level Up. Is that a bad idea? Yeah. Yeah, it is. Do I want to do it? Yeah, I do. So yeah, that is randomly ranking 10 palettes in my collection. I hope you did enjoy this video. I hope it was a laugh. I hope it was a hoot. If it was, oh, I'm just noticing my necklace was the wrong way throughout the whole of this video. Anyway, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I definitely did. I don't know, I thought it would be a fun idea, a little brain exercise. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it as well. I hope you all have an incredible day. Definitely like and subscribe to see more of my mug. And I will see you in the next video. And bye bye!